Hello everyone and welcome to another video on Smart Photo Reviews channel. We thought of giving you some advice and tips about choosing the right tripod. It's an accessory that you will certainly need sometime in your photography life, so it's best to hear about some options that you have when choosing it. So the major things you should consider when choosing the right tripod are as follows: maximum working height, minimum working height, maximum load capacity, weight of the tripod, and stability. There are several factors that are important for stability, so we will list them a bit later on. So the first factor, maximum working height. It's important to choose the tripod that has its maximum working height that is around your eye level. Why? Because you don't want to crunch while you're working with a tripod. It can be a bit taller, and it can be a little less tall than your eye height, but somewhere around your eye height, a few inches up or above, should be your target. The second criteria is minimum working height. That depends on what kind of work are you looking for, are you going for. Because if you're a landscape photographer, then somewhat between 6 to 10 inches should be enough for you as a minimum working height of the tripod. But if you're into macro photography or product photography, you might need lower height of the tripod, so you should consider tripods that go as low as possible, or the tripods that can have the middle column turned around and mounted upside down for minimum height. Third criteria, the maximum load of the tripod, is very straightforward. You can use your camera with your gear to check what's the maximum load capacity that you need. So you mount your camera with the biggest lens you have, you mount a battery grip if you have it, or vertical grip if you have it with your camera, maybe even put flash on the camera. And what's the weight of that setup? That is the weight that should be your target as a maximum weight of the tripod. You can go a bit above it just to be sure, and that's your target. The fourth criteria is the weight of the tripod. Of course, you should consider finding the most portable tripod that you can find that should suit all your needs, but you shouldn't sacrifice stability of the tripod, of course. The stability is equally important as the weight and portability of the tripod. So, if you're into landscape photography, you have to find the perfect mix of stability and weight of the tripod. And there are some tripods, even some that we tested and reviewed in some earlier editions on our channel, that you can check out, and they may suit your needs very, very well. So we have some options if you want to have a pretty much well-balanced and stable tripod, and also portable enough with not too much of weight. You can choose carbon fiber legs and magnesium head for the tripod, and that will cut down the weight about 30% and keep it as stable as it was with aluminum legs and normal heads that are not magnesium. So that's the thing you should consider, but also consider that this kind of tripod will cost you a bit more. So the fifth criteria we have mentioned is stability. Stability is a mix of several factors. First of all, it's the weight of the tripod. The more it weighs, the more it is stable. Second, it's how many sections of the legs it has. Less sections, more stability. More sections, less stability. It's very straightforward. Then, the thing that also impacts the stability is maximum height of the tripod. So the more it goes up, the more weight it gotta have to be stable enough to do some work, some long exposures that you might need as a landscape photographer or something. So after all these criteria we have mentioned, you have to understand that there is no perfect solution. You have to think about the need you have when you choose your tripod. What are you going to use it for, and where are you going to use it? Because it depends. If you are an outdoor photographer looking for portable tripod, you still have to find something stable enough to satisfy your needs, for example, landscape photography and long shutter speeds needed for most of the landscape photography. Also, if you're a studio photographer, you might need some more stable tripods, and you don't have to care that much for the weight of the tripod. You can choose some tripods that weigh a bit more and be more stable, because when working in studio you have more time to set everything up and to take good pictures. If you are a macro photographer, you have to choose some tripods that go as low as possible and must be stable as possible. On the other hand, if you're a portrait photographer, you might not ever need a tripod, although many of portrait photographers are working with tripods, or if not with tripods, then at least with some monopods. If you're a studio portrait photographer, then you might need a tripod too. So if you're some kind of wildlife photographer, you might need some big monopods to carry around your huge fixed focal or zoom lenses, and maybe some other tripods that are very big, have maximum load capacity and can carry a lot of equipment and very big lenses, but that's another different thing that is completely out of this equation we are having here. So what is our final conclusion? We can say that we don't have a final conclusion, because there is not such a thing as perfect tripod for every need. You have to make compromises, you have to sacrifice something, you have to choose even not just one, but two or even more tripods for you. So some kind of best advice we can give you is to go for two tripods. One should be portable, yet sturdy and stable enough that you can carry around with you, that has small dimensions and you can pack everywhere you want. And the second one should be a bit more stable, with more weight, a bit more secure for some longer exposures, for some macro work, or for some other stuff that you need more stable tripod for. So that's all in our latest video on Smart Photo Reviews channel. We hope that this advice and our tips helped you in choosing the right tripod for you in the future. If you liked our video or other additions to our channel, please consider subscribing to our channel, hitting the like button, or commenting down below. We would like to hear your opinions. Thank you very much for being with us, and until next time, bye bye.